What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. I'm chilling outside of my house today because amazing weather here in Pittsburgh. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not snowing, and it's not raining for once. So I decided to come outside instead of sitting in my stuffy old room, get some fresh air and talk to you guys about something that hopefully will relate to you on some sort of level. So basically, the past couple of weeks, close to almost a few months, I've been sitting in what I can best describe as a rut, where just shit isn't making me happy, like where everything is just dismal and gloomy, and that's probably partially because of where I am. Like, it's hard to be happy here in Pittsburgh considering this weather just sucks 24/7, but my view of the world is very nihilistic, definitely glass half empty kind of viewpoint. There are points in time where it gets really, really difficult to just kind of like be and just to put on a happy face for people and just live your life like it's normal, when inside you just don't give a fuck about living, or like don't give a shit about anything that's going on or whatever. Like you just don't give a fuck because like you don't find the point in absolutely anything. Like everything is just pointless, meaningless fluff, so like it doesn't even fucking matter, you know what I mean? It's just this state of mind where you lack motivation, you lack desire to do anything because you don't find the point in doing it, because everything is virtually pointless and hopeless, and like nothing really makes that go away unless you put some really, really hard work into it. And that's kind of what this video is about. If you ever feel that way, or you have this kind of hopeless helplessness about you, this is like what I do to try to help myself. So maybe like it can help you as well, maybe not, I don't know. But here are my tips and strategies to making yourself want to live a little bit longer, you know, and not want to just like off yourself. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Before I continue though, consider following my social media down below in the description or on the screen, depending on where I put it. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I think the first thing you gotta do is be straight up with yourself and accept things even though they haven't happened yet. Accept that they will, and accept that shit is just gonna suck in your life. So for example, accept the fact that people in your life are gonna pass away, accept the fact that people are gonna stab you in the back, accept the fact that you might get fired, or that you might not get the promotion, or that, you know, you might get cheated on, or like whatever. You just gotta accept the reality of the possibility of shit just going south for you at any given moment, and the fact that it will happen. And there's in reality, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you're just an ant in an ant colony, you know, like that you see on the ground. So if someone's gonna step on that ant, or like a leaf is gonna blow that ant out of line, it's just gonna happen. So just accept it. If you tell yourself like what's actually wrong with your life, and you accept that things are gonna go bad for you, and that shit just isn't gonna be hunky-dory all the time, you'll be better off prepared in dealing with shit when it does come, because you'll already know that it'll happen, and you won't be as caught off guard by it. You'll be like, oh yeah, like whatever, like prepared to deal with this now, like mentally. This has more to deal with like your emotional approach to things. I know that everything pretty much has an emotional response in us and humans, especially like when it comes to like love or family, things that are personal. But I believe like work obviously can cause an emotional reaction. Everything can cause an emotional reaction. Driving obviously causes emotional reactions in people. Acknowledge that emotions are literally just chemical reactions in your brain. Like, you just gotta acknowledge that. It's literally your body's chemical response to something, right? They're traced in the brain. Like, you can see what parts of the brain activate when people feel certain things. So I think it's important just to understand that just your body's response to the situation, the same way when it gets too hot it starts to sweat, or the same way someone makes you laugh, you laugh. Don't give your emotions and feelings too much credit, you know what I mean? Don't make them out to be these gods of your brain, you know? Like, if someone leaves you and you're heartbroken, understand that the heartbreak feeling is a chemical response in your brain. That's all it is. The third point that I'd like to talk about is the fact that you gotta constantly remind yourself of what your goal in life is. And I know that's sometimes really fucking hard, because like sometimes you're unsure, sometimes it's clouded, or sometimes, you know, you're in this limbo in your life. But you gotta find as broad of a goal as possible and strive for it. Like, it doesn't have to be a certain career or a certain job. It could be a specific type of lifestyle. It could be something as broad as just having a family at some point in your life and raising your kids, you know, like if that could be your big broad goal, right? So you have to strive for that. You have to understand what it's gonna take to accomplish that goal. Like if that's where you wanna be at some point in your life, repeat that to yourself every day. And if that goal is actually that important to you, it'll motivate you to kind of get out of that nihilistic slump, as I like to call it, because oftentimes I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to do anything today. My life just is going nowhere. I am just here to fucking pay taxes and die, right? What normal people call the American dream, I'd like to call the American trap, because you're just stuck paying your fucking bills, paying your taxes, working your 9 to 5, doing the same goddamn thing every day till you die, and then nobody's gonna fucking remember you for anything. Not even your fucking kids are gonna give a shit about you, more than likely. But you gotta think to yourself, theoretically, nothing is linked to anything and nothing really fucking matters. So literally you can change that. Like, you can't go and be a fucking Hollywood star overnight or ever. You have the ability to just step out of your own box, create your own life, you know what I mean? Like if you're someone that wants to live a nomadic lifestyle, for example, you want to live in a van or something, you know, or like you want to live off the grid. Stable family life isn't something you're into, and you just want to go out there and live every day as if like it's your last day on earth, you know, nomadically traveling and then just supporting yourself any way you can, then you can do it. You can literally drop what you're doing and do it. For example, my end goal is I want to move back home and I want to live there for a little bit, and just to see what life is like there, and just to see if maybe that's a better place for me to live than here. That's literally something I have to do, because like if I don't do it, I'm gonna be extremely regretful for the rest of my life, and I will think that I haven't lived my best life, right? That's just something very personal to me, you know? For you, it might be like owning dogs or something. I don't know, it could be anything for anyone. Let's take my example. If that's my goal, I'm gonna strive to do whatever it takes to meet it, which means right now, busting ass, working, kissing ass, like fucking doing research, figuring it out, looking at jobs, like putting your life together, like doing whatever it takes to get in a position where I can actually go and do it, right? More often than not, gets me out of that kind of nihilistic slump, because like if I'm waking up and I'm not doing shit and I'm just sitting here just like moping, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting anywhere near close to my goal by just sitting here, and that scares the shit out of me, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. So I get up and I go do something. You know what I mean? Sorry, my camera died. Basically, to finish this video off, feel free to disagree. Like, I'm not trying to inflict any feelings or anything in anybody. I'm just sharing something that I think really helps me. And let me know if you have anything to say, you know, on this topic. If you do, feel free to comment down below, because the more knowledge there is, the better, right? So that's really all I have for this video. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.